And we're ready. I'd like to call the order, the meeting of the St. Joseph County Fire Territory Board meeting. First, thing we'll have to do is take our roll call. Emily Rupka.
Here.
Ryan Hill.
Here.
Robert Krasinski.
Present.
Jason Critchlow.
Here.
Chief Steve Denny.
Here.
And Al Cursit's here. Okay, next we have to have the approval of the agenda for this evening's, meeting. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Okay, we have a motion to accept the agenda. Do I have a second?
Heard over here.
Okay, we have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All against? The ayes have it. We'll use this evening's agenda. Next will be the approval of the minutes. I will abstain from voting on them since I was not here. So, I'll give everybody a few minutes, and then if you think there needs to be any corrections, and if not, I'll entertain a motion to approve it.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as written.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the minutes. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second. All in favor of approving the minutes from, July 7th, say aye. 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 Excuse me, I'm not supposed to. Take that off. We'll do that again. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And all against? Okay, the ayes have it, the minutes are approved. Next up is, public comments. Do you have any public comment? Anybody online?
Nobody on.
Nobody online. Anybody from this? Wow, yeah, that's one. So, sir, can you identify?
I've been to 2 or 3 of the meetings now. You have the public comment in the middle of the meeting. And then you get to the new business. Don't you think you ought to move the public comment to the end?
No. New business. You comment on new business during new business. Public comment is for- Public comment is for anything that's not on the agenda.
In that case. No, let me say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we leave it open. We leave it open for comment during the discussion.
I've been to a few meetings with.
Thank you for.
We specifically chose this policy against.
Thank you for that public comment.
The reason is if somebody has something to say, but they don't want to sit through the whole meeting, they can do it at the beginning, if that makes sense.
Okay, moving on, next up is the 2027 budget review. And who is going to present that?
I think you skipped. Oh, that was.
Did I? Oh, I am on the wrong agenda.
I think that's the wrong agenda.
It was the same up until then, so
Yeah.
you're correct. You are here now.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I looked at that one. My bad. Okay, next up is a new business.
No new business.
No new business. Okay. Next up, after that is old business.
I can go through old business. Both of these things have been seen by this board before now. And then both, the townships as, boards as well, in addition to, previous territory meetings. So we have our wage and compensation proposal summary here, as well as the lease purchase agreement. And were you gonna go through some of that stuff, Chief? All right, we'll start then with the wage and compensation proposal summary. Any other, putting it on here for another opportunity for public comment or comments from the board? We can start with comments from the board, reasons you want this rejected, amendments you'd like to see made to it, these type of things.
Have there been any changes?
There's been no changes since you've seen it
This
last.
is a new summary of everything.
Yep, correct. Still unsigned by the territory.
Is the works of the contract beside the wage compensation? Your
words of the contract, so the contract is separate from the wage package.
Like we could get all of that, or
We don't, because the contract's not being negotiated this year. So our contract is having a 4-year contract, so it's not up for negotiation or changes to that contract until then the 27 and the 28.
Yeah, I realize wages every year.
Right.
I'd like to,
So the contract, I mean, I guess when it was passed back in last April, everyone was given a copy of it then. So we certainly can give you a copy, but everybody on the board was given a copy of it. Yeah,
We'll take that down as an action item. So.
yeah, that's not a problem.
You're referring to the union contract?
Sure. Would you like a copy too?
We'll just send it to the whole territory.
Okay.
On this, union compensation proposal, is that going to be approved by the local? And
Oh, good question. You weren't here last time. They've approved it.
they have,
Yep.
oh, good. Okay.
They've approved it. And then if there's no objections from the territory board, we would approve it and include it as part of our budget.
First, good,
Sorry. Okay. Well, let me just leave it to the board real quick, Lowell. Anybody? Okay.
Okay, so I've got copies of all this stuff, you know, the app doesn't use. They tell me, the old man on the pole is gonna make something. What is that? What is the?
$35,000.
Okay, now you want to give him 2%, right? Figure in, that's just the wage, it's all about retirement, health and welfare. Anything else that comes up, is that all figured in there too?
So the retirement is separate from wages, the pension,
But it's not technically, it is technically, but it really isn't. You know that as well, it's part of that.
it's part of your overall compensation cost, but
So the question I really have is, the $75,000, when you give them the 2% and then you add to it, how many months does that come to?
all those added together as a percentage or as a dollar, guys?
It's a dollar. I know, I think that they deserve, you guys are doing stuff that I wouldn't do. No, of course, I did stuff you wouldn't do either, but I mean, I just want to know how much that is.
So their retirement's 23% of their base pay.
How much is that?
If you took, $80,000 times 26%, that is the cost of the pension.
Okay, so
I think it was in there.
Yeah, it's in the summary. Yeah.
That's 26, not
I don't
23.
think I can picture someone's spending on. So the real question I have, and we're gonna get to this, I'll be on you guys for that. Is this really about getting bigger sustainable?
Perfect.
Raising taxes. We gotta be careful.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
We have to be mindful, as in the previous meeting we had on the budget, there's not a lot of wiggle room in our budget, but we've had, the independent financial consultant, Dalton, was looked at it as well and said, yes, so.
Okay, it's sustainable, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I'll go up by another end. I need one over between Bob and me.
Much there.
Any good parking between their houses, I can hear.
Total, it's about $20,000 on the perf. And then we budget $11,000 for insurance for each person.
So we were at $100,000 the trunks.
Well over.
If you took the actual cost of I'd say an entry-level firefighter, and you put all in, to your question, pension, benefits, wages, paying their overtime certification, they actually probably cost about $135,000 per firefighter. Is the actual cost, if you took all the things that go in there, you know, even though the wage is $75,000 or $78,000, the true all-in cost of that person is probably closer to $130,000 a year.
Well, I've sat in a few of these contract negotiations, and we never want to talk about that. About how much am I getting in my wallet?
Sure.
Agreed.
When you get my age, it's all the rest of that.
Yeah.
What's in pay, what I do. Okay, that's all I need to know.
A lot of discussion with your. But, oh, police all the time.
Any more discussion on the wages and?
Don't, I got, not a discussion with the wages, but in terms of actually signing it, are you wanting that then actually be?
I'd like the board to vote yes or no.
Think it would be appropriate.
Yeah,
as a
Go here, and then I
vote on
think
that.
ceremoniously, we could have Nate sign,
Oh, that's fine, then take a picture.
take a picture of the board, post it on their webpage and all that kind of good
I
stuff.
think it's a great idea,
So,
if it passes.
yeah.
Okay, so, I'll entertain a motion to vote on this from the board and then we'll vote approval of it. Is that, or can we just go right to the?
I'll move to this. I'll move to pass the,
Going to conversation.
wage compensation.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the wage and compensation proposal.
I'd second.
I have a second. All in favor of, passing the wage and compensation proposal with local 4927, say aye. Aye. All against? Hearing none, the wage compensation package is adopted. Congratulations to the union and the leadership of it, Nate and Chief Downey and, Jason Critchlow, our trustee from Portage Township, for all you guys did.
Buddy also served on the negotiating committee, so thanks
Thanks a lot.
for your expertise.
Everybody gave some, you knew that. And you know what, in this portal mill era of the fire service, with people jumping ship, we got a great department, we got a strong department. And, I think anybody would be a fool to jump away from this fire department. Because, good equipment, good people, good training, enough action. So
And you
congratulations.
used to have to feed your horse that you.
Yeah.
If in your day.
If they made it to the steamer. Okay, very good. Touche. No, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. Old Nellie, she let us know. Okay, next up is, under old business is item B, lease purchases.
The chief would like to present, some purchases under the lease purchase agreement for the board's consideration. And I'll turn it over to him.
So the question, I guess, the Portage Township Board approved the funding to do it through the lease purchase using First Republic National. So there's a few items that we're going to begin to put under that lease to be bought. So I don't know for sure what questions there we may have, or if we just want to understand why we're recommending to buy what we want. If you don't have individual copies of these, I decided to save a tree. But, for example, our SCBA's is the first one that we've queued up to purchase and order. And we're sticking with MSA. Large part of that is if we went to a different brand like Scott, we would now have to replace all the SCBA's, but we have to replace all the face masks that everybody has because then they're not compatible. So the face mask costs $500 a person. So there's some other costs that come in if we would go to a different manufacturer. We also buy with the ones through MSA. I think everyone's here familiar with Sourcewell, so go in that explanation of what Sourcewell is, but our pricing that we have is even better than what you get through Sourcewell. Sourcewell normally gives you about a 15% discount. We actually get closer to a 20, almost 22% savings off the price with our vendor that we use, which is between, which is, $67,000 cheaper that we're getting it. So I guess I would entertain questions, or I don't know if we want to vote on each individual item to say, yes, go buy those.
I think talk about all of the stuff that you think we need to move forward with, and then if the board has questions or wants to dive into the details there.
I mean, what are the different items that you want us to look at now? What's the price on them and what's the purchase time frame?
Okay, so the first one is the SCBA's. The purchase would be $243,107 without receiving a $43,150 trade credit on the equipment that we're going to give to them. So really a net of about $200,000 for the SCBA equipment. Okay.
And if we were to go ahead with that, when would these actually be purchased and in?
They would be here within 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
But in the funding that we have set up with, First Republic is in place, that it'd go under our, that, what I refer to as, maybe the wrong terminology, but master lease we have to put all the stuff under. Our first payment due for that wouldn't be until July of next year, July of 27. So even though we've received items now, the vendors would be paid now, us as an entity for a township in that case, wouldn't have to cut a check to go out to pay for that until July of next year. Then we have our radios,
What was that for, Steve, again?
the SCBA's, the air packs. The next item that we have is our Motorola radios. And we're buying this under the state contract, QPA 27921, so that's already negotiated state pricing from the state, not necessarily our own pricing. The price tag on the radios, collectively as a whole, is $226,194.51, and that's to replace our radios that are deemed becoming obsolete because they don't have the necessary software to upgrade to what is the current standards they have within the system. One reason we're selecting or going with Motorola is that Motorola is what our dispatch software runs off of. These radios that we're switching to have a Smart Connect LTE functionality to them, so that we're unable to communicate on the radio, which we could in some of the larger big box buildings that we have, able to communicate over cellular waves. That communication then can be transmitted over into the Motorola network. Well, if you went with another brand, like let's say Kenworth radios, they probably save some money, cheaper radios, but they can't communicate on the Motorola network. It's something that they just block them out and say, no, you're not going to have the network. So from the interoperability standpoint of it, that's where we're going with those radios.
Is that the same quick delivery payment in July?
Yes, everything we have, no payment until July. Same thing, we're looking at about a 3-week lead time and stuff with the year.
What's the cost on the radios?
$226,194. Second on
No trade-ins on those, Steve?
actually, we're taking advantage, they're giving us a $600 per unit that we purchased as a trade credit. So there is some trade-in, but it's smaller dollars that we're getting.
So that's included in the 226?
Correct. Correct.
And you get back the SCBA's, that was what, how much?
The debt is 200, so it's 243,107 minus 43,150. I probably shouldn't do the math for you, but it almost comes out to just under 243.
The reason I'm asking is because when this capital improvement plan was given to us 2 months ago, it was estimated at 175
Oh, which one?
for SCBA.
They've not been cost.
And then the radios were 200, we're at 226.
Yeah.
You know,
That
is that, the SCBA 7-year lease still?
everything is on a 6-year lease. 6-year lease.
Okay, you got 7 and 5 here.
We can't do, we talked about it in the last one, we have to do 6.
When we were doing the bidding, there was a vendor out there that was offering to do 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 15 years, all kinds of different years on the stuff. But after looking through all their proposals, the vendor we're going with for the leasing, everything goes into one master lease and everything is at a 6-year lease.
We would have preferred 7, but legally we can't do a 7-year. Can't enter into a lease longer than 6 years. Same thing with the fire truck,
Yeah,
Legally according to what?
state law.
say that. No, that was good point. I'm just kidding.
It's a weird random, I don't know why, but yeah.
Guessing they don't want someone coming in their office doing a bunch of that and saddling the future with.
Yeah, maybe. They cancel it, then they revote.
Are there any others?
Second on the radios also. Second part to the radios. Is another $13,090.90 These are the radios to be put into our medic unit. As well, another 4250 to go into our Opticom system. Another,
Wait, those are serial numbers, not price amounts, right?
little prices.
Those are the prices, so 13,000, 42,000.
So we have 13,000, 90.
Okay,
4250,
okay.
109, 429, 31.
So reach rate.
And then 390, 553. The dollar or the ration? Let me see if I can pull it up. I don't have the lease document with me. See if I can,
If you recall, the one with the second bid, which was lower.
yeah, I think 4.6 is what sticks out on my, let me see if I'm able to confirm that or not. Those- That sounds right. Those documents for signing these are actually in the hands of Alex Bowman right now to be doing a review on it.
It's probably not locked in until we sign, right? Or is it locked in at the moment?
It's locked right now. I think we have 5 more days when that rate expires, and then we'd have to go to new rate, and the rates would be higher.
Got it.
So that's almost 1,943,000. What would the payments be on that from July?
You said from July?
Right, because it payments start July 27th.
Correct, yeah, no. Well done.
That was 6% annual interest?
4.6.
4.6. That's 43,000 in interest per year.
Stan, you probably can find it faster than I could. You have that same? Uh, She will,
Do you have the breakdown that we can preview visually while you're looking for that?
which breakdown?
What you just shared, the total expenses.
I have all just as individual vendor
Okay.
POs, which I'll share those with you if you want to see them.
Just visual, so top rattling numbers.
Yeah, yeah, I got no problems. Sure, those if you want. This.
Do they not do?
What was that?
You're asking if it was for the Democratic Party, do they not do? That's like mine.
No, because Don had just asked me about space for monthly meetings.
Oh, that's good, what I get on there.
And he was asking about the well, but they're not. So I was like, oh, are you?
Oh, no.
No, they're not worried about it. They, Lang Lab is, they get to do whatever they want.
There, okay.
Yeah, 4.61.
6 1. But do you know what's the show that the payment would be in July? That was the last question.
346, 650. 3.
I have the payments.
If this is true.
Looking for bid.
So, yeah, it'll be up there, but that hasn't, that's their same proposal. What that shows the amount.
346.
Okay. That,
23.
that's not. Yeah, that, we haven't really changed anything off of that.
But the cost increase,
We have a cost increase.
so the amount being financed would change.
Could adjust, but the last proposal we give had all those numbers in there. Let me see where it's,
The Republic.
yeah.
How much did you say, Bobby?
What's that?
How much did you say?
Says there 346, 650, 23. 346, 650, 23, but that was, I think that was on their estimated numbers.
Yeah, so it would probably go up with this.
Now they have concrete numbers now, so that could change.
Yeah.
It's higher.
And then when we start making those payments, is that monthly or?
Twice a year, July,
Okay.
July and January.
43
So when you get to something.
makes sense.
So the first lease payment off of the actual numbers, actually in July of 27, is 220, 149, 22. Looking at the actual documents that they have sent over for us to sign off on.
Okay.
That's the first thing. But that's twice a year.
So then the next payment would be in January of 28.
So,
So there's only one payment in 27.
yeah, but it's still, still making two payments.
No, we'll make it one payment in 27.
And then two every year
January
after.
after that. So next year, one payment for $220,000. And then in January of 28 and in July of 28.
Well, it's the same thing we do on the fire station. You pay, it's gonna be for June, but then you don't make the next one for January, but you're still paying twice a year. Based on that.
But since this is just starting next year,
Yeah.
27,
One payment in July.
in July. And then beginning in 28 going forward, there's two payments.
Then you had.
And then in 2033, there's one payment when it ends.
For those 28, 29 payments still at 220,000.
The payments are the same the entire time.
That's right.
Yeah, 220, 149, 92, twice a year.
And recall the equipment replacement fund gets recharged annually.
Yeah.
And it's that would be paying for this along with the EMS.
We want EMS buildings. Correct.
EMS doesn't have any expenditures right now at all.
You remind us, Chief, what grants you applied for that you were waiting to purchase equipment for until October?
Yeah, so we have a grant for turnout gear that we haven't used yet or haven't done anything with yet. That would be, we put in a budget line item of, $100,000, $125,000 for turnout gear. But we're waiting to find out if we get our grant. We should know, we have to know end of September if there's a word or not.
So ongoing, this lease arrangement thing, something that we'll have to, I think they should start reporting out regularly on where it sits and where we're on the status of it as we start to build out from it, is what I would recommend. So we can track it separately.
Is it also something that we could try to pay off earlier?
Yes. So if we were to,
Allocate extra funds or something next year to,
Portage Township has bond money right now. If we feel like we wouldn't spend it on anything, we could come in and say, we'll pay this, we'll pay $2 million off on this, and then that would remove that's many years off of most of it.
And by the same token, if our, other revenue, let's say for the EMS buildings, were to
If it doubles,
to
yeah.
continue to increase, we may say, hey, right now we've budgeted X amount to put it, we now can start doing 50,000 extra or whatever it is. So yes, you could pay off any portion of the principal.
Will you recap the bottom line that you're proposing get financed?
So the total amount being financed is $2,239,049.48 will be the principal.
2,000,000.
2,239,49 and 48 cents.
At 4.1,
4.6.
right,
Hopefully.
4.61.
Correct. Now equate to a payment, 220,149.92.
And why is that significantly lower than what was projected?
My guess is the payment you're looking at there shows the end of the total amount. So this is per payment is going to 220.
It's less, yeah, because this was, I think, an all-in,
Yeah.
pie in the sky, multiple equipment, it wasn't as needed. So 3.515 million.
When we started crunching everything together, we try to be as conservative or
This is the most out that you're gonna be.
that could be
All said and done.
to get all the pricing and everything, but then as for each one, as we've gotten said, okay, we agreed we're gonna do the leasing. Now we come back and say, okay, let's fine tune like, for example, the radios initially, it's not a lot per se. Initially, our proposal was 28 radios. We're actually only proposing by 27. So it's $10,000 difference in cost of a radio. So we've gone back to each item to say, okay, let's fine tune that and make sure it's just what we need and not extra fluff in there, so to speak.
If
So
we were to be awarded grants, the amount will continue to go down because we won't purchase it under this lease.
Sure, but wasn't there a benefit to us, particularly for the larger, like, there was a vehicle at one point that we were.
correct. Yeah, so we have the medic unit that we're trying to get the county to buy for us, but we have factored that in here to fund that. So that stuff is flowing in there. So to that end, if the county ends up paying for, let's say, the ambulance, for example, that money, we wouldn't need it for out of the principal. So we would be able to be paid forward on that principal. If that makes, if I'm saying that
So
correctly.
did the 2.2 million include an ambulance?
Yes.
Okay, so this is where I think what you focused on at the beginning was SCBA and a couple of radios. So I wasn't hearing the reminder about the recap, what fully.
Yeah, so some of the stuff has a significant lead time.
Right.
So
understood.
some of the things that if we order now, and it's gonna come in right now, and I wasn't at the last meeting, and I was in it for a while, but I got the impression there was some question about what those items were, what we were actually buying, so that's why, let me read those actual quotes and proposals in terms of
Yeah, I think the idea
either the
here was,
radios, either the SCBA's, this is the other, the power load cot that's gonna go in the back of the ambulance, these are all things that, this is what we're buying, and if
Eventually.
there's a question, why are we buying the Stryker power load cot versus the Furno power load cot? Well, because our current ambulance has a Stryker, so we wanna have compatibility of the units and that, so that's what we brought, some of their stuff has a much longer lead time per se, so.
Can you recap I'm sorry.
No, so going back to what we said a few minutes ago, I wish we would have killed one more tree and put it all in paper for us. You know, what the exact cost is gonna be now.
Yeah, I mean, I added these up and I only got about 1 million, so there's an extra million there. I must have missed something.
no, okay, so we're overcomplicating. We're approved and we all see the list of items that we're going to buy eventually, right? And the maximum amount that will all cost. And the maximum payments that would be if we financed all of that equipment for those costs.
Because
I asked the chief.
Maximum total.
Right, but we're not moving forward with all those purchases now, so I thought the chief,
Separate, okay.
I asked the chief to come and describe the things that we're going to move forward with now.
right now, but again.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Put it on paper, so it's easier for us.
I get what you're saying.
Maybe another summer.
So there's a list of things we're not moving forward with at the moment. Yeah, that's why it's.
Part of the reason that's not in the summary is like the radio, for example. We just got that final pricing before the meeting because of there were some items that had gone on and off of the state contract. So our vendor wanted to make sure the items we're purchasing, we're still getting under the state contract pricing. So some of that stuff, it's very fluid, not making excuses, but it's a very fluid, get those
I have
final pricing. But we'll, at the next meeting, we'll have another summary, just says, okay, here are the things now that are in order, then they're on the way. Here it is, you'll see all that traffic toward that finance department.
I'm with you on the radios, we're rolling, but this SCBA is, you guys could tell me anything.
Yeah.
You know, I have to.
Two
That's your right.
questions I have. Number one, are those radios going to be integrated into the SDBA maps?
Yes, they'll be Bluetooth capable.
Okay, that's good, that's good. That's a safety thing. The other thing, do we have to act on this evening to ensure we're locked in on these prices? Do I understand that? 100%.
We need approval to move forward with the SCBA's and the radios and that stuff, because otherwise we will face price increases and this will have to be rebid.
So can I just
Yeah.
offer a clarifying question?
Yeah.
This is what I'm understanding. You're asking the board to approve two things. One, the financing agreement up to 2.239 and locking that in at 4.61%.
That's already, that's already been done and approved by the Portage Township Board. You guys approved that at the previous meeting to
I'm
do
not a
financing.
Portage Township board.
No,
We voted on it here though, at the
Here.
last meeting when we talked about it.
Yeah. We already approved at the June.
And then it went to the.
That's not, we got a second vendor, because you guys wanted us to get a second vendor. We went and got the second vendor and ended up going with the second vendor.
We were lower.
That's right.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right.
Got it? Okay.
This is just now saying, so you approved yep, we're gonna do it this way, but now we'd like to go ahead and move forward with getting the equipment.
Okay.
And you,
To recap and to level set to bring us all into the room moving forward would be really helpful. I understand. I'm happy to make a motion to approve purchase of the equipment as has been proposed.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll work on how this is presented.
Yeah. Do we want a second or motion?
We have a motion to
Yeah.
approve this lease purchase agreement for breathing apparatus, SCBA radio.
Radios.
all right, so hold on, let's really quick. SCBA radios, or sorry, SCBA, the air packs, 243,000. With the 43,000 discount, we have the Motorola radios, 226,000 roughly. 13,000 for another radio system, that was, which one?
Goes with the medic unit.
All right, and then 44,250 for, did I get that wrong?
4,200.
4,200?
4,200. There's a 4,250, which is the bulk.
Ah. Okay, that's a reasonable clear there. $40,000,
109.
right?
And
109,
109 is striker equipment.
okay, that's everything that we're approving today.
And the medic unit that's coming in.
Oh, and the medic unit.
Yeah,
if
all of that
we-
equipment goes in the medic unit. They kind of go hand in hand.
So that's obviously if we don't get the county to do,
Right, so that stuff doesn't come into February.
okay,
So again, that's where
I'll
we have it's, here it's coming. If the county says, yes, we'll agree to pay for it, we're not doing the financing, but stuff's still coming.
right,
Yeah.
okay, got it.
I want to clarify what you keep saying about the county buy, you might want to
Yeah.
clarify.
We want to go back to.
It's on here, if you want to go back and skip it, it's all right.
Well, I
We
mean,
want to go back to Emily's motion.
I'm happy to second the motion. I think we've clarified things a little better now. Everyone okay with that?
Okay, so we have a motion and we have a second from Ryan. All in favor of going forward with this lease purchase, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All against? Hearing none, it is approved.
And I will read a summary at the next meeting.
I think the whole leasing concept should probably be reported out as just, this is what's going on under this leasing agreement moving forward, because it's gonna be more equipment that's going to now come online
Yeah.
over time.
Can you send that summary out? Like when you
And actually, like, Tammy, your blotter map might be really useful here, so you can visually see. The blue ones here have already been purchased on the way, you know, that might help, to Emily's point.
Okay,
Well, let me just segue that and just provide a review report here.
Okay,
I, done a lot of talking about the budget, happy to answer questions if they've come up. But, I would have you skip ahead to the letter that's in your packet here, as was referenced by Chief. This is something that I put together to be sent to, county officials. You guys were included on the email from this morning here. Kind of making the case to them on why we think it would be in the community's best interest if they assisted us in the purchase of that second medic unit and all the equipment needed to, outfit it. So that's what this is here, and as you can see, I put in the work that we're doing here, the fact that, I didn't go into this, but, you know, the county has funded other projects, items for other departments, but those departments have not expanded their services. Well, we've actually expanded our services here. The county's gonna be removing their contract. They're not going to respond anymore to the county when it comes to advanced ambulance service. We expect that a lot of that is now gonna fall to us. Well, that's a lot of calls in 2025 alone that we're going to have to pick up the slack for. And so, really, I think it's a really nice justification in here on why we think it makes sense for the county to assist us with the purchase of the second ambulance. If they were to agree to do that, it would be essentially a reimbursement and kind of now going back to the previous conversation. If they were to say, yep, we're gonna cut you a check for this $515,000 when that new medic comes in, we then go and make that payment on this leasing agreement, and that all falls off the bottom line. Our payments dramatically decrease over the next 6 years. So that's what we're asking the county to consider. Bobby and I spoke this morning and we felt like timing was really good because we're having this township meeting on Thursday. We're going to be discussing, you know, the need for changes and what's going to be happening here throughout the county, and could be kind of a testy moment and a testy meeting, but we thought it would just be a good moment to sort of assert ourselves as the high quality provider we are in the area, and the fact that a lot of this is going to fall to us, you know, and so
is
as
this,
good partners and picking up the slack, we think it would be helpful if they could use some of that redevelopment money that they're getting now to help us with this purchase.
is this something that as board members, we might have a place in just speak, like, I don't know which committee or board it would go through in the county, or it,
Well, I mean, just getting it on the agenda of the redevelopment commission would be I mean, it doesn't go anywhere unless the commissioners say, essentially. So, yeah, I mean, if the board wanted to show up to a commissioner meeting during public comment and appeal for that, that would be the avenue I would suggest taking for sure, because I think this decision lies squarely with the county commissioners.
the commission?
It's kind of explained that Ace and I, not just recently, but a few months ago, maybe last year, we've been commenting on, you know, there's some people benefiting from sources out west, and, you know, our fire territory is not getting some of the benefits that they should be. And we're spending a lot of time next to the fire department here.
Would it be, so if we're heading out to Olive and New Carlisle a lot, are we also going into LaPorte?
Yeah, I mean, we would if there was.
If there is-
yes, nothing like.
I guess so, yeah.
For the great thing. But not before outside of that, but when we assist the New Carlisle fire, if that happens, they respond in the Sunset Lake. So if we go there to assist them on a structure fire, which we do and have, technically we're in Port County, but that's
Not like a big amount of what we're doing.
not huge number, but just to be precise.
Okay. I
And the other thing just I always bring up too is, I know there's a lot of focus on that, but there are other TIF districts in Warren Township too. So that's why we, for redevelopment commission money, that TIF money, it should be funneled in here as well. I think there's a case to make for that.
I have to ask, have the commissioners, or have you heard anything about the $2 million a year contract they have with South Bend providing service to select areas of the county There was that talk that they had to notify them, I can't.
No, that's what I'm saying, they've notified the other township that it's going away. They've given them a year reprieve to figure it out. But those townships have not made any steps toward figuring it out.
But they said,
I wasn't aware of that.
but they said that last year, but they're not gonna say that this year, right?
Why not? I wonder why.
Don't think too hard about that.
Yeah, we might not be running out west and the Warren and North Liberty
Well, we don't have a trail to worry about responding to.
yeah, trails. Yeah, that is, that hit my mind right here, all this money from the state and for trails and all this stuff. And this problem isn't just here, it's throughout the state, and it's even worse down south in some counties, you can't even get an ammo, and then they got all this surplus money, it's like, come on, man.
Actually, I say that in jest, but we absolutely should have been part of the conversation with that trail.
That's a fair point.
They come through.
Yes, I mean, Charlie was
There's individuals that are a little bit more, so the next week, pushing this agenda also.
Yeah.
That have a say in it. I don't know if they are or not, if they should be.
Yeah. Okay, any more on the, rider unit report?
I'm just happy to answer any questions, but Bobby and I are gonna sign this today, and if you guys wanna do the commissioner meeting, let me know, I'll be happy to show up with you. Appreciate it.
And you say the commissioner meeting on Thursday?
I mean, I go any day.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, this meeting is on Thursday.
Oh, okay,
There's a meeting of all the townships and all the cities to talk about lift
okay,
on Thursday.
okay,
And so, well, time to say, now's the time for.
right. Okay. I've been out of the action.
Yeah, no, you're good, you're good, sorry.
Okay.
We're talking about
By
that.
statute, they have to do it, come to Brian Tanner.
Oh, okay,
Brian said, by statute, he's got to do that. Okay, it's president of the council.
very good. Okay, next up will be the fire chief's report.
First one there, just, some, like, couple activity reports, that's really only thing, we didn't include the grant report, let me pull that up. You have questions on either that training, one of the things just to point out from the training is, we hosted our own EVOC course, as well as our own driver operator general course that we're in the process of doing now. That will help us with from a state perspective, they have talked about making those mandated requirements, they haven't yet, but they will, so we took the time to get everybody up to speed on having those requirements, so.
That's extremely important in the long sense, you know, protect the,
Yeah,
you know, and the stress and the safety driving and protect us if somebody gets into an accident.
well, really, especially the EVOC, you know, if you have somebody driving and they're not certified, and that's when they get in an accident.
Yeah.
Usually by yourself up with added liability there, so taking the time to do that.
Did we currently have a mutual aid agreement with New Carlisle Fire
Yeah,
where they reimburse some of it?
no, there's no financial exchange.
It's not really done.
Yeah, I remember that coming up before, so I don't know if that was a common thing or not. Is New Carlisle Fire based around the city or is it an all of township thing?
Out of township. It does it all, it's one of the same.
Okay,
I believe as a managing, I thought it was township, but. And, our running report, we're still averaging right on that 125 runs a month right now. That's been pretty steady throughout the year. As of June, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 now grants that we've written for, and just one of them has been completed in terms of the work being given out of us. So we didn't get it, but the other ones are still pending and have not been closed out or awarded yet. So that's for some loose equipment, chainsaw, a training prop for roof access, turnout gear, staffing, and repairs to our training facility. So those are all still pending. And then nothing to report on, other than grants, or nothing new to report on the EMS building. In our facilities, we're not experiencing any big extra cost right now, so there's nothing to report on that.
Any questions for the chief? Hearing none, we'll move on to the next, item 10 is, other reports. Union representative.
Yeah, I think in the report, just, thanks everybody for the equipment, the wage agreements, you know, the equipment goes a long way, what we really want to do, and, staying out in front of this, being proactive, so we appreciate it. So, and then the wage negotiation, we really appreciate too, a good process, so just, we appreciate everything you guys are doing. Thanks.
I don't do Facebook, but, I do have an Instagram thanks to my daughter and one of the other ones, Snapchat. But I certainly appreciate seeing all the social media of you guys practicing all the time, practicing on a Saturday, which is cool. But more importantly, I'd love to see a little bit, I know, is when you guys save property or make a quick knockdown of somebody's house fire, and it just shows you that it really helps. Or you save a life, get there in time. Matters, save a life, so that's what we're here for, and the other stuff is frosting, but, congratulations, you guys. Okay, anything else? Any questions for Nathan? No? Next up will be, other discussion items. You don't want, no, see, no. Hearing none, before we go to adjournment, we are going to sign that contract after the meeting.
Oh, a picture? Yeah, take her a picture and Bobby and I can sign it.
So can we do that after adjournment, or do you want to do it and
Either way.
and then we'll adjourn?
I think we can do it after the adjournment.
Okay. Next up then,
Adjournment.
Just one.
recognize.
I looked at the run can, okay. You have the trouble with like New Carn Island Fire Department, somebody, not at all. I mean, have anybody talked about getting together, because I've been reading some of the stuff that came out of legislation. And most of you people in here aren't old enough to remember, but in 2002, when it started this township, get rid of all townships. If they push all this through, and you guys don't have the fire department you want, I would say within 6 or 7 years, because they're just stupid enough to do this, you're gonna be in big trouble. You'll have the county running. So I would suggest, I'm gonna go to the other townships. I don't know what's there, center. I know what's there, now that's the good old boys out there. The house been my whole life, it's always will be. You should know that. So anyhow, this is a suggestion. You need to get out there and push this. Okay, that's it. Thanks, buddies.
Thank you. I agree, we would be better. We're all bigger.
And Jason's been meeting with
But, appreciate what Chief Downey's doing in the union and the two trustees making a strong department here. I hate to think what would be going on if we didn't have this out here.
Can I say one more thing while you're in here? Okay, now, you guys are gonna hear loud, but you know it. Magic House, the old fire inspector, remember him?
Yeah,
He was my neighbor. When I moved out here, west, third, I think it's Western Veterinary Clinic, caught fire. Warren Township, and there's 4 guys right now there. And I talked to him a couple days later, he lived downstairs, exactly what happened, he said. They're volunteers, they fought the fire going the wrong way. And he says they burned the things out themselves. And then he said, Warren Township, your motto should be, we haven't lost the foundation yet.
or the
It's
middle.
the latest, man, guys, way above that. I remember when there was 4 guys out in Sands.
What year was that, Walt?
Oh, my God, I've been out here for 38, 39 years now, probably 30 years ago. What has been gone? Oh,
Yeah. Okay,
Motion to adjourn.
motion to adjourn, do I have a second?